you can even watch back. Giving players all the props or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk facts.
We're giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
Play it on the car ride, play it when you lounge. X and O, you know that we can hold it down. Shout out to my man Sammy, got it off the ground. And to all the listeners tuned in right now, got debates, analysis, and speculation. This is sports talk for the new generation. You know where to find us, got a reputation. Sick podcast, your #1 sports destination.
We're giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
S-I-C-K, it's the sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back. Giving players all the props or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk back. S-I-C-K,
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 S-I-C-K.
All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
S-I-C-K, it's the sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back. Giving players all the props or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk facts.
We're giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
Play it on the car ride, play it when you lounge. X and O, you know that we can hold it down. Shout out to my man Sammy, got it off the ground. And to all the listeners tuned in right now, got debates, analysis, and speculation. This is sports talk for the new generation. You know where to find us, got a reputation. Sick podcast, your #1 sports destination.
We're giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
S-I-C-K, it's the sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back. Giving players all the props or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk back. S-I-C-K,
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 S-I-C-K.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast. The Eye Test with Pierre, McGuire, and Jimmy Murphy.
The Stanley Cup winning Colorado Avalanche. And after 22 years, Raymond Moore
The sickest NHL podcast. It's gonna be sick.
And welcome to another edition of the Eye Test here in the Sick Podcast Network. He is Pierre McGuire. I am Jimmy Murphy. Pierre, how are you?
I'm well, Jimmy. How are you?
I'm good. Pierre, not as good as the Minnesota Wild right now, though, huh?
Jesper Wallstedt.
Yes.
Filip Gustavsson. They're getting goaltending. You know what's interesting? You've got Billy Guerin coming on in about 15 minutes. Do you know there's never been a Swedish goaltending tandem in the league?
Yeah, no, you're right. Well, we got a good one right now. Got a really good one. And I know you were touting Wallstedt many moons ago, excuse me, when he was in the World Juniors period. And I remember you talking about him and Mitch Melnick. And, you know, it kind of took a while. He came up for a few games, kind of faltered a bit, found his way down in the A, and here he is. And, he is in a zone right now, and you can see the team feeding off it.
Oh, there's no question. They're playing. You know what? You got to give that coaching staff, whether it's Jack Capuano working with their defense or Johnny Hines and the entire coaching staff, a lot of credit.
Yep.
They're getting stuff done there.
Yeah,
they are. And they dealt with a lot of injuries. They're still dealing with a lot of injuries. But this is an interesting trip for them. You know, they go into Edmonton, they win 1-0. They're in Calgary tomorrow night. Then they go into Vancouver, and then they're into Seattle. But they don't have a back-to-back on the whole trip. There's not one back-to-back on the whole trip, Jimmy. So that makes it – it's kind of like what Ottawa just went through. You know, Ottawa had a 7-game trip.
Mm-hmm.
Not one of those games was a back-to-back. That makes the trip a lot easier, a lot easier.
Sure. Especially trying to squeeze in practices here and there. Speaking of a lot of back-to-backs, we'll get to the Wild in a bit. As you said, we've got Billy Guerin joining us shortly. We'll talk to him about the Wild and, of course, USA Hockey as well. But speaking of back-to-backs, the Montreal Canadiens are in the midst of one of many this month as they host the Winnipeg Jets after falling 5-2 to the Senators last night. Pierre, you watched that game very closely. What's going on with the Canadiens right now? They've
lost their end zone awareness for sure. They're going to have to really do some remedial work as a coaching staff in terms of how they're going to play in their own zone, both from the top of the circles to the blue line and from the hash marks down to the icing line. They've lost their way, and it's way too many high-quality scoring opportunities from in the slot or in the high slot or off the high cycle. We saw that in Colorado the other day. I mean, they got dominated on the high cycle. So there's a lot of work that has to go into this thing to fix it. They have more than enough artillery, but here's my biggest concern. I said this to Tony Marinaro last night and to Max Lapierre and Brian Wild. My biggest concern with their team right now is whenever they play a team like Washington, whenever they play a team like Dallas, whenever they play a team like Ottawa, anybody that's going to punch you in the mouth and they got 4 lines that can punch you in the mouth, they have a hard time responding.
Mm-hmm.
They do.
Well,
they really do.
I watched some of what you did last night with Tony and Max was saying, look, he really feels the move they need to make isn't necessarily just for a second-line center. It's for a veteran with experience, with leadership that's won before, that's going to come in and not let them just sort of, I think roll over is too strong a word, but not let them fold a bit under pressure and toughen up in reference to what you were just saying there right now. But I'm trying to think as I watched that, Pierre, after that, I was just kind of going around the league, looking at players that might be available. The only guy that I see out there right now would be maybe a Steven Stamkos. I think he would bring all those things plus skill, but then that's a tough contract to bring on. Yeah,
the contract's a little tough, but I still think with the relationship with St. Louis, with the relationship with Le Cavalier, I could see where something like that could work out long term. Tampa has to eat some of the money. There's no question Tampa would have to eat some of the money. I still think that, they need to get a little bigger. Mm-hmm. And I think they got to figure out how they're going to coach their big guys, like Josh Anderson. How are they going to coach him? How are you going to coach Arbor Jackeye? How are you going to coach Florian Jackeye? And if you were a media guy and you asked that question to the coach and he says, well, they're all the same, we coach them all the same, then they're never going to make those players better. Mm-hmm. I didn't coach Jim McKenzie the same way I coached Jeff Sanderson.
Yeah. 2
totally different players.
Yeah.
You didn't coach Jaromir Jagr the same way you coached Jay Caulfield. They're just different players. So every guy, you got to, and it's sweat equity, man. You got to put it in. You got to put it in hard, competing to make guys better. And I think we can ask Billy about this, but I can tell you right now, one of the most important things in today's NHL, because a lot of guys are getting rushed into the league because they're cheaper labor because of entry-level contracts.
Right.
If you don't make players better at the NHL level over a course of a season, your product will never be enhanced. It'll never get better.
100%, Pierre. Well, they're going to have to do something to figure it out sooner rather than later. Pierre, on the other side of that game, full credit to Ottawa. Great game by them. And I think, watching the highlights, Pierre, that the Sanderson Zub combination right now is maybe not being talked about enough around the NHL. They are very dynamic. They're a great combination, and they need some recognition.
Well, I hope nobody plagiarizes what you just said. We've talked about Jake a lot on this show, so we'll see.
Yeah, they were amazing last night.
Yeah, they were good. They were good offensively. They're good. Jake's good every night. Zuby's good. He's underrated. He got a goal last night, but that's really not his thing.
No, exactly.
But he was good. Clevin was outstanding. Tyler Clevin was off the charts good last night. I didn't hear one person say anything about him, by the way. I didn't hear one media person. Hey, Tyler Clevin was awesome. He was really good. So Ottawa, they're bigger than Montreal.
Mm-hmm.
They got about a year and a half head start on their rebuild compared to Montreal. Their checking line has more of an identity than Montreal's. Like if you were to tell me Amadio and Pinto and Giroux aren't better than, let's say, Jake Evans, Texier, and Anderson, I'd say that you're not watching the games.
Yep.
And Jake's a really important player for this team, Jimmy. Jake Evans is really important, and they got to help him rebuild his identity from last year.
Yeah.
They have to.
Yep. I'm with you on that. They really do. Pierre, looking around the league last night, another game we were keeping an eye on was the Leafs and Panthers. Great win by the Leafs. But the Panthers right now, clearly the injuries have caught up. I mean, they're showing how human they are, and nobody's faulting them from that. It's just part of the unfortunate reality of their season right now. That's why I'd like to say to some people out there, Pierre, and I'm talking to social media folks and the know-it-alls out there, criticizing Maurice and saying he's not adapting enough. It's unreal. Pierre, it's unreal. Like, get a clue. I'm sorry, get a clue.
You don't have to tell me who's saying that.
Yeah.
But here, I'm going to tell you what we talked about yesterday, just in case somebody's listening.
Yeah. Let's go back to that.
Here are their centers last night. Lundell, who plays in the 3-hole, he was in the 1-hole. Mm-hmm. Evan Rodriguez, who didn't play center last year. Sam Bennett's playing in the 3-hole because he's had an underachieving season so far. And Luke Cunnin. Yeah. Okay. That's who's usually playing center for them.
Right.
Here's who used to play center: Sasha Barkov, Sam Bennett, Lundell, and then Thomas Nosek. 2 of the 4 guys aren't even dressed; they're done.
Yeah.
Kachuk's not playing.
I don't care who you are. There's no way you can overcome this.
I don't care. You know what the score of that game really should have been? Honestly. So if you were watching that game like I was, because I had to work the post game of that one too. Nick Roy had 2 unbelievable chances in the 3rd period. Both should have gone in. Bobby McMahon had an amazing chance in the 3rd period. That should have gone in. Max Domi had an unbelievable chance in the 3rd period. That should have gone in. If all those pucks go in, this thing got a chance to be 8 or 9.
Yeah.
Bobrovsky was unbelievable last night.
Exactly. And I think they're doing a good job treading water right now. It is what it is. Luckily for them, the East is wide open. But obviously, if you lose 5 in a row, all of a sudden you're way down below. And you can't.
So, Jimmy, I'm going to throw this at you. I never thought I would say this one either. Mm-hmm. So you look at all this every day, there are permutations to the schedule.
Yep.
So I was looking at it yesterday, and I'm saying, what does Toronto have to do? They got to be Florida tonight. They can't lose in Florida.
Right.
Because if they do, they're in trouble. But what happens if they go into Carolina 2 days later on a Thursday night and ambush Carolina? And then they go home and play a whack of home games.
starting with the Canadians.
Yeah, on Saturday night. And then what happens, Jimmy? That game last night could have been the one. I know people say, oh, Pierre, they won in Pittsburgh 7-2 on Saturday night. I watched the game just like all of you did. Pittsburgh played as poorly as they've done all year. That was a really bad performance. They know it as a group. That's why they went to Philadelphia their next game, and they played really guilty, and they played really well.
Yep.
And now they're down in Tampa, and we'll see how they do in Tampa on Thursday, talking about Pittsburgh. But what happens if Toronto uses that game last night?
The catapult. Yep.
As a catapult.
Yep.
Jimmy, they could beat Carolina in Carolina. They could.
That's why I was looking at that game, and I know they're going to downplay a pass is a pass and this and that. But you remember when you're walking off that ice after blowing that series lead against Florida? That's fresh in some of those guys' heads.
Yeah.
It sticks with you, and you use it as motivation. And I think when you beat, even if it's a regular season game, when you beat a team that knocked you out the year before in your first meeting, there's some satisfaction there. And it's like, you know what? We got to where we need to go. Let's keep doing it now. And I think they can utilize that going forward.
I think it's a great point. It's really good, Jimmy. No, I agree with you on that. The fact is they're overcoming the loss of Carlo. It sounds like Tanev might be back sooner rather than later. Stolar's not so much. Rafai, I don't know. So they're dealing. But the one thing, Austin Matthews got chances last night. He was getting chances. Now, he's not finishing those chances, but
later.
But at some point, it's going to start to kick in.
Yep.
Easton Cowan's looking more and more comfortable as a top 6 forward, which is really important for them. I like the fact that they have this one line now that's starting to give them an identity with Joshua Roy and McMahon. And what's interesting about that, you think about Nick Roy was hurt. They sat down Joshua and they sat down Domi. And now all of a sudden you see those guys play. It's like, I'm never getting sat out again. They want to play hard. They do. They want to play hard.
Yeah, they're into the bell. So good on them. Some tough news for Dallas, Pierre. Tyler Seguin, it looks like he's done for the season. And as we were saying off air, other time is ticking. Unfortunately for him right now, we hate to see that. Credit to the Rangers for that win there. But Dallas, I felt like until that game, they were starting to distance themselves a bit, starting to show more what we thought they could be. All of a sudden, this is a big game. This is a gut check game, I think, in New Jersey tonight on the tail end of this battle.
Dallas, yeah, because of the injury. They don't have Duchesne, and obviously they don't have Tyler now. And let's be totally fair. Gavrikov did nothing wrong.
No.
He did nothing wrong. So, that's just an unfortunate thing for Tyler. It's an unfortunate thing. And we haven't even talked about it. We should have talked about it after the Ottawa game. And that's my fault because I was watching that game so close. Bischel, the big defenseman, he's out for probably 6 to 8 weeks. Yep. That's a big loss for them. Well, that's a big loss. So a guy that knows a lot about injuries because his team's been decimated by them is Billy Guerin. So let's talk to Billy about injury. No, let's not talk to Billy about injury.
Let's talk to him about good things because there's a lot of good things going on with the Wild right now. Billy Guerin, the GM of the Minnesota Wild and USA Olympic men's hockey team, joining us right now. Billy, how are you, friend?
I'm doing great, fellas. How are you?
Good. Good to see you.
Good to see you, too. I'm
nice.
Just getting my shit together.
Here we are.
Oh, Jesus.
Where does the road take you right now?
I'm in Montreal tonight.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah, just out for a week-long trip here, just seeing a bunch of games and a bunch of players, and just trying to dial in a little bit.
Yeah, see, he thought Connor Hellebuck was going to be playing tonight. He didn't know that. Now he knows Neil Pionk might be in the lineup, so that's why he made the trip. No, I'm Billy. I'm joking.
I know, but there's, it's just going through the whole league. Like it really is, and I think part of it could be the schedule, but the schedule's crazy every year.
Yeah.
And part of it these guys play hard. Like this is a tough game. Like these guys their bodies get beat up, and the shot blocking and all that stuff. And my God, I couldn't play. Like,
that's a bunch of
shot
malarkey.
blocking.
That's malarkey. That's malarkey. You played for Jacques Lemaire. The most amazing thing, Billy was playing, I was coaching. You watch a New Jersey Devils practice. You must have your stick here, and you must put your body there, and you must do that.
Oh yeah, I think Peter Forsberg had the best quote of all time. If you have to block a shot, it means you're out of position.
That is great.
And I agreed. And but yeah, Jacques was so detailed, like stick position, angles. And yeah, it was, stick on puck. Larry Robinson taught all our D-men that. All the forwards did it. It was, it works.
Billy, how much of that, just that specifically, has rubbed off in the way you try to mold teams that you run as a manager?
Quite a bit. To be honest with you, Jacques and Lou were two of my biggest influences, as a manager. I really believe in how they saw their belief in the team concept. Jacques was just recently in, with the other original coaching staff for the Wild. And, we were talking to him. I could sit there and talk to him all day. He's just a brilliant hockey mind. But, he said, and it's so true. If you have all these great players, that's great. But if you don't work as a team, if you don't play as a team for the team, you won't win. You can have less talent, but if you play as a team, you can win.
Yep.
He said that to me a couple weeks ago when he was in town. It's just a good reminder of what it's all about and how you have to play. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, any team, you go back, just any team that wins the cup, look how they play. Look at Florida. I mean, that's a real team. Like, they put it together for, they went to the finals 3 years in a row. But they play together. They're all doing the same things. They're all, you know what? Marchand's playing on the third line. He doesn't care. They're just winning. Like, they got their best players blocking shots and doing all the grunt work. It's about the team.
Yeah. It's interesting that Billy says that. I completely agree on all that stuff. I think back to St. Louis when they won the cup in 2019, they went to Alexander Steen and they said, "Hey, Steener, you used to be on the first line here. Not anymore. You're going to play in the fourth line with Barbashev and Sundqvist." And I was there. I was doing all the games. I've never seen a guy ever not complain. He never complained once.
No.
Never complained once. And they win the cup, and he's a big part of it. But
Billy, he was a huge part of it. I remember that too.
Huge.
He understood it's not about him.
Yeah.
It's about the team. Yeah. And then, you know what? When your name gets engraved on that holy grail, you know what? I mean, it's that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Name anybody's stats from that Stanley Cup victory. I don't know any of them, but I know whose name's on the cup.
Yeah.
Yep.
I agree. But you know what? It's interesting because Bennington was the goalie on that team, and we're watching Billy's team do all this amazing stuff. But you talked about Billy learning. How about playing with Marty Brodeur?
Oh, my God. Yeah, Marty. He's got like nerves of steel. I never saw Marty stressed. Maybe because he faced 10 shots a night. We were trapping it up, protecting the red line. But no, Marty was just, he had stamina. He played 70-something games.
10 years in a row. 10 years in a row.
He was there every single night. And the competitiveness, when you look over and you're in a big game and you see your star goaltender and he's kind of like, yeah, I'm ready.
Let's go.
His confidence, his aura, all that stuff, it makes the team feel better.
Yeah.
And then, then he does what he did when he was in net, and, huge saves. I mean, he could play the puck. He was scoring goals. Like he was just
against Montreal in the playoffs.
He's a great teammate. He's a great teammate. And just that confidence that he had, it's rare.
Ask him, Jimmy. Ask him about his goalies. Ask him.
Look, and we're not putting him on Marty's level yet by any means, but he is in his zone right now, and you can see the players feeding off it. What has that been like? Is that zone has built and just kind of brought everybody in as one?
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about Wally. You cut
Yeah.
off for a second. Yeah, I mean, listen, he's playing great. Both our goalies are playing great. That's a luxury. We can put a rested goalie in net every night, and that, like I said, that's a luxury. And to have a young kid, Gus has been around now. He's cool and just does his job, and he's a different personality than Wally. But then I think it's nice to have the two different personalities, because Wally's young. He's he's got the celebration thing. He's got the nickname now. Like there's youthful energy, and I think that's really good for the team and good for the tandem.
Did you know, Billy, when you put them together?
Oh yeah, I knew.
The first Swedish tandem ever.
Yeah, Pierre was putting that out early. Yeah.
I just found that out.
There you go.
I didn't know, Billy. Jimmy told me that you were coming on, and I said, I got to find something out that Billy might not know.
Well, you got me.
I know, but because Billy knows a lot. And I'm like, okay. And then I went and Googled it all up, and like, there's never been a Swedish tandem like that.
Pretty cool.
Ah, that's crazy. All the great Swedish goalies.
That's what I'm saying. I would have thought there would have been, but Google tells me no.
Wow. Hey, I don't care where they're from. They can be from Timbuktu as long as they stop the puck.
Billy, Wallstedt, when he went down there, he kind of went up and down a bit in terms of his development in the A, and he got better. What are you seeing him this year, maybe that you didn't see in the starts he had before? Is it just his confidence, or is there something more technical?
Well, his confidence. He's always been a confident kid, but I think this year, his off season, him spending more time in Minnesota was critical. And he, with young players that turn pro, when they go home for the summer and they go to they go work out with the trainer, and they have they think they got it all figured out, and they work hard. So they think, right? They eat right. So they think.
Yep.
But when you put them around other NHL players, like real pros, seasoned pros, guys that have been in the league, 10, 12, 15 years, whatever, then you see the other level of hard work and preparation that's there. And then they go, that's where Wally went this year. He went to that NHL pro level of training, transformed his body, transformed his habits, all these things, but like really did it this year.
Yeah.
And I think that alone gave him confidence. And I think, battling through, some of the, called up, sent down, struggled, hurt, all that stuff those are things that he had never been through before. And I think that's what happens to a lot of young players today. They've never been told no. They've never been cut. They've never been told that they're not good enough. They've never been told they're not ready. These are all new things that some of these young players hear, and they struggle with it. So for him to battle through all that and come out the other side playing like he's playing, it's great. Now the trick is continue it.
Yeah.
Don't make this a fly-by-night thing. Continue it. Make this your standard. And, I believe in the kid. I think he will.
I don't want you to put too many of your cards on the table, because I have too much respect for you, and I know how hard it is to wear two hats, what you're doing right now. But how much time will you spend watching Cole Caulfield and Lane Hudson tonight?
Well, I mean, honestly, that's why I'm up here. It's we have to get our rosters in at the end of the month, and we want to make sure that we're seeing all the guys that we can. And there are two guys that we're always looking at. Hey, look, like I said, not everybody's going to be happy with the decisions I make. You can never make everybody happy, right? But you know what? We want to make sure that we're, crossing our I's and dotting our T's. You know.
I think it's the other way around.
Yeah, I know. I only went to BC for 2 years.
Yeah, I went to UMass, so it's all good.
Yeah, it's like the Zoom ass.
Billy, we were talking about identity before. What did you feel like when you look at the Olympic team? Because you've got so much skill to deal with, but how do you combine that with the identity you want and find that happy medium?
Well, that's a good question. I think the guys showed that they can play to that the identity that I was looking for in the Four Nations.
Mm-hmm.
You have your obviously you have your ultra skilled guys, your Matthews, your Eichels. We'll have Quinn Hughes. All those guys. But then you have the McAvoys, the Kachucks.
Mm-hmm.
Guys of that, like JT Millers, like Sully says, like players of that ilk, and they really bring everybody into it, and they can all do it. And you know what? Again, the biggest thing from that was the buy-in, like right. Accepting roles, accepting ice time, accepting, like we were talking about earlier with Steen. It's not about you. It's about the team, and it's about accomplishing something special together.
Were you in Montreal last night?
No, I was in Detroit last night.
Yeah, the only reason I ask is there's a left defenseman that plays for Ottawa. His name's Jake Sanderson. You might know him. He's pretty good, Billy.
He's really good.
Yeah.
He's really good. He skates like a young James Murphy.
Then he's not that good.
He's a very good player.
Yeah, he is.
Can really do it all, like, power play, PK. He skates so well and just moves the puck.
Yeah,
he came in and did a great job for us last year at the Four Nations. We were really happy with him.
Billy, I got to tell you, you played with one of them and against another one of them. He reminds me a little bit of Leach and a little bit of Niedermeyer. There's a little combo of both of them in there.
Yeah.
And that's what I see when I watch him play.
Yeah, he's a very good player. He's a great skater. Honestly, he can do a lot.
Yeah.
He's a very, very good player. Those are two good comps.
And I don't want to put your cards on the table. How are you dealing with all these injury situations? Like, Billy, this is unbelievable. And I don't mean with the Wild. I'm talking about with USA Hockey.
Yeah. Hey, look, there's some things you can control and some things you can't. It's disappointing to see guys get injured, but then, what? Look, I talked to the other GMs and I talked to, their agents and check in and see how these guys are doing and,
right.
How severe they really are. And you just hope for speedy recoveries and that guys can get healthy and that's really it, Pierre. Like I try not to worry about stuff like that. And I maybe foolishly, but I just believe we're going to be healthy at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
I pray that we're going to be healthy at the right time. And, you just want you want the best for the players.
Yeah.
With you on that. All right, Billy, we know you're busy. We'll let you go, my friend, and enjoy Montreal. And while you're there, Billy, you got to check out, you ever been to Vago restaurant in Westmount? Vago, V-A-G-O.
Vago.
You got to write that down, and we'll tell them that we sent you. They'll take care of you, my friend. It's a great Italian restaurant. They're a sponsor.
Anytime you want to go there, you just tell Jimmy or me, and we'll take care of it for you.
All right. That's awesome.
Yep.
Thanks,
gentlemen. Thank you.
We got to get Billy over to Ireland again.
What's that?
I said we got to get you to Ireland sometime. We just got back and we're going again.
Oh man, it's been like 30 years since I've been to Ireland. I can't wait to go back. I can't wait. I was in Scotland and England this summer.
Okay.
And that was great. But I need to get back to Killarney.
All right. All right, Billy Guerin joined us here on the eye test. Billy, have a good one. We'll down the line.
Okay, guys, thank you.
All right. General manager, Minnesota Wild and USA Hockey. He's a character. He is a funny one.
How about the I's and the T's?
Yeah.
He was trying to see if you were listening.
I know.
Yeah, it's like, well, wait a second. I think and then he has the big rebuke. Well, I only went to BC for 2 years. Mhm.
He's a
I think
good
I
big
told you the
scout.
story. They had 3 players on his junior team. They had him, Scotty LaChance, and a kid named Bobby Kellogg. And I was coaching at St. Lawrence, and it was legal to do.
Oh, it's good. Yeah.
We paid for their bus to come up and play our JV team. We did.
Wow.
We did. We bussed them up from Springfield with their team to play against our JV team.
When he was playing for Deneen?
Yeah, he was with Gary Deneen.
Yep.
And it's amazing. Like, we didn't get any of the 3 players, but we ended up coaching against all 3 of them.
Wow.
When I was at St. Lawrence. And it was pretty funny because I thought we were going to get at least 2 of the 3, and we got none of them.
Did he win? Was it his first year or his second year when he won with the Devils?
It was his second year. He left after his second year.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about Billy that people don't realize is, like, the size, he's bigger now, but he was huge. When he was that age, he was just really thick and raw.
Uh-huh.
And for a man his size, could he ever skate? So he was the right-handed version of Kevin Stevens. I'm telling you, he really was. I mean, I don't know if he scored as easy as Kevin did, but man, oh man, he was big and he could get up and down the ice in a hurry. He really could.
He was a nasty piece of business too.
Oh yeah. You see the size of his hands?
Yeah. I mean, he would disrupt things out there for sure. But yeah, we'll see what happens there. Interesting. He's there. He said specifically to watch. Good.
That's why I asked the question. I mean,
he didn't hesitate to
you don't
go.
ask,
He's
you're not going to get.
Exactly.
Right?
We got to ask the question, right? And he knows that.
If you don't ask, you don't get.
Exactly.
And I thought his answer was good. He goes, "Hey, that's why I'm here."
Yep.
But see what he said? I was in Detroit last. I said, "Where were you last night? Were you there last night to watch Jake?" Yep. No, I was in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know who's watching there? Dylan Larkin, Patrick Kane. He's watching those guys. That's who he's watching.
Yep. Interesting. You think Canada's watching Morgan Geekie yet, Pierre? You think he's too?
No, they should, but here's the problem for him.
They're just too deep on that list.
They're just so deep.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're Canada, let's just play this game. If you're Canada, Macklin Celebrini, Connor Bedard, Nick Suzuki, John Tavares, start doing the math. Tommy, tell our audience, because you're good on the stats, look where Tommy Wilson is with goals. Like, you'll be shocked when you see where Tommy Wilson is.
He's already got 16. Jeez.
That's correct. That's correct, sir.
Wow. I didn't even realize. Good catch.
But that's what you do when you don't have much of a life and you just study hockey all the time. So like Tommy's going to make that team.
Oh yeah.
So now you start to do the math. Who's coming off from the 4 nations? See, the one thing I'll say, and I would want both of them on my team, Matthew and Brady. Mm-hmm. That Saturday night dust up, that got Canada's attention. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, yeah.
That got Canada's attention.
Oh, yeah. I remember it, Pierre. I remember walking out of there saying to somebody, USA to me seemed like they already won the gold and they shouldn't be feeling that way, or whatever you want to call it, won the title of that tournament, and they shouldn't be feeling that way yet because they're going to have to play them again. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be very hard to replicate what they just did there. And sure enough. Yeah. I know. I look at it right now too, Pierre. One thing I forgot to ask him about was the goaltending for USA. If Hellebuck is still hurt, let's say he comes back or he gets hurt again. Let's say they're missing one of Hellebuck.
Well, Ottinger's on there. He's on there.
Right.
He's on there.
But if one of them was hurt, okay, I really take a serious look at Spencer Knight if you need an injury replacement.
I think Spencer's I think he's in the equation no matter what.
Pierre, he was amazing last night, even though
they lost. No, I'm telling you. I think he's in that discussion. Yeah. And I'll just ask you this, like your boy Swayman, I know he's your guy.
Yep.
He's got to be in the
he's in there. And last night, hey, he had a bad game. He'll be the first to tell you.
That's good. Listen.
He's been great this season. He has been in a
They're not even in the playoff hunt if it's not for him and Geeky.
Exactly.
Okay? So Now without Pasta, I don't know what's going to happen there.
Yeah, and I don't know. I haven't confirmed anything, but I mean, just the way they're talking, you read between the lines, Pierre, it sounds like it's a lot more serious than they originally thought. I mean, they're talking about him not skating till the weekend.
Well, how about Stolars? Like they had no idea.
Yeah.
They thought, it might be a couple days.
Yeah.
We're like past a couple weeks now. And
Yeah.
Brandon Carlo, well, we thought he'd be back in 2 or 3 days. Well, Brandon Carlo's not going to be back for a long time.
Yeah.
So, you don't know with these injuries. That's why this schedule is unforgiving. It's Billy's team plays 15 games in the month of December, the Minnesota Wild, same amount as the Montreal Canadiens. And they only have one back-to-back, and it's at home. It's Ottawa and Boston at home. That's their only back-to-back for the Minnesota Wild in December. Everything else, there's time in between. But you go look at Montreal's schedule, or you go look at Ottawa's schedule, or you go look at Toronto's schedule, like it's hard. It's hard. It's hard.
And look, I'm not making excuses, but I think you'd agree because you worked in the league as a coach, as a manager, Pierre. At the holidays, if you're an older veteran and family and all that, it's a busy time. All that stuff factors in, and then you throw that schedule into it. This is tough. No rest for the weary.
Everything you just said is right on the mark, and people don't want to hear that. But these guys are human beings, and I'm proud of you for saying it, Jimmy. When I was with Scotty, I learned all this stuff, and one of the things he said to me, he says, if you get a chance to adjust your schedule, it's probably better to be on the road at Christmas time at the holiday season than it is to be at home. Yep. And it's not because he's mean-spirited or ornery. He's trying to win hockey games. That's his job. And so it's hard. You're right on. You're absolutely right.
Would you rather, if you're a coach, do you want the bulk of your schedule, the rough part in the beginning, the middle, or the end?
I think every year is different. It depends on the health of your team. And it depends how established your team is. If you got an established team and you're healthy, let me hit the road like Colorado, like what they're doing now. Turn it up and blast people, and then you can kind of take a little break, right around the holiday season, right around now, and then you get back on the throttle.
Exactly.
Then you get back on it. But if you're like Colorado, I'd want to be like that. There are other times where you might want the harder part of your schedule to be right after the holidays. Every team's different. Everyone's different.
And interesting too to see how coaches how they advise players to utilize the 2-week break for the players that aren't going to the Olympics too.
Well, this is again, we've talked about this right from the start. So I'm not deviating. Owners, GMs, player personnel, pro scouts. If you don't have good ones, if you don't have a good owner, if you don't have a really smart GM who's not afraid to delegate and pay attention, and if you don't have good pro scouts with vision and understanding of team building, you're not winning a cup this year. No chance. It's the first time I've ever said that. I've never said that before.
All right, let's go to our sponsor. And speaking of Vago, let's tell you about them right now and why Billy Guerin and you should check them out, because they combine old world classics and new Italian dishes for over 23 years. Private dining rooms for any occasion. They're open Monday to Saturday evenings and lunch from Tuesday to Friday. They are located at 1336 Green Avenue in Westmount. For reservations, call 514-846-1414. Again, 514-846-1414. And, of course, our wonderful friends over at Betway, where you can still go all the way with Betway and bet those beauties. You must be 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply. Always bet responsibly. And remember, this offer that I'm about to tell you about is not available in Ontario. And the offer is right now, if you sign up for a new account with that QR code right in front of you if you're watching, or if you're not, you go to the website, go to the members section, fill out the details, you will get up to $300 back free on your first deposit. That's right, up to $300, even if you lose your first bet. So go there right now, sign up for a new account at Betway. And when you do, here's who you should be looking at tonight. I've got 3 picks. I think the Dallas Stars show some resilience, and I do think they go into Jersey and get 2 points on the tail end of a back-to-back after losing their veteran player, Tyler Seguin. I still think they get the win here. It's a big game for them. Give me the Stars on the money line, pretty much even money there. In the Sabres-Flyers game, I don't have a winner or an over-under, but what I do have is to tell you that Mr. Josh Norris is going to stay hot in his second game back. Take him from an anytime goal at plus 750. That's right. Plus 750 for Josh Norris to score. And then we'll go to the Winnipeg Jets are playing at Montreal. I know both teams have been giving up a lot of goals lately, but that's why I think there's an emphasis from both sides to tighten up and play as much defense as they can and to not allow easy chances in front or odd man rushes. And that's why I think both defenses tighten up. And I'm going to go under 6.5 at minus 120 value. All right. What do we got for our questions? This is from Max Rates. Is Wallstedt now a serious Calder contender? I'd have to say so. He's 8-0-2.
Yes.
Yeah, he's definitely in there. All right, next question.
Fair question, but yes. Yes.
Ethan Russell, should Wallstedt be considered for Sweden's Olympic starter? Do you think there could be a lot of teams this summer calling the Wild about Gustafsson's availability, even though he just got extended?
Yeah, sure. I'm sure people will call, but Billy was part of the team that drafted him in Pittsburgh. I know what he and Ray Shero, the late Ray Shero, did to get Gustafsson into Minnesota out of Ottawa. So I don't think they're in a rush to move Filip. It's a tremendous tandem. Should Wallstedt be a legitimate contender to be the starter? Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Why not?
I mean, and he specifically said how much he loves having this tandem right now when he talked to us earlier. All right, next question. Franco, Pierre, what is the importance of who you send out the next shift after you just scored the first goal of the game? Great question. Example, the Habs scored, Marty sent Veleno, Gallagher, Texier out against Ottawa's top line. I
was shocked. Just going to say I was shocked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. That's why I said before, if you look at the identity of Ottawa right now, a lot of it's Amadio, a lot of it's Pinto, and it's a lot just the physical grind of Giroux and what he does. Montreal doesn't have that right now. And I know, listen, I don't want to be harsh on the kid. Texie's just starting out. He's just starting out. It's not fair to be hard on him. But I haven't, outside of one snapshot in the third period last night, I haven't seen what he needs. Because that's not going to, if that's what's going to be his calling card, then he's not helping this team. No. He's not going to help this team.
No. All right, next question. Renaissance Resistor, how you doing, my friend? Has Marty lost the room in Montreal? Can't imagine a team would have played that way if Chief or Tocchet were coaching there.
Toronto's had some rough games under Chief. Let's be fair.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think Marty's lost the room either. And with Rick, he's had some tough games too, but Rick doesn't tolerate very much.
Yeah. I'm not in that room, so I can't really comment, but
I don't think he's lost the room.
Yeah. From what I see afar, no. All right. Next question. Bill Van Vagel, if it is determined the best course of action with Montreal's goaltending is to keep Fowler and Laval, can you see an in-season goalie trade? That's an interesting question.
Who are you going to get, though?
Mm-hmm.
Who are you going to get? You think LA's giving up their goalie? You think Colorado wants to give up their two guys, Wedgwood and Blackwood? No. Maybe St. Louis, but I got to think that Edmonton's going to offer more than Montreal would to get Binnington. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't see that being a likely scenario. Doesn't mean it can't happen, but I'd be surprised.
Yep.
I'd be surprised.
Could there become a point, Pierre, where you do seriously consider giving Fowler a chance to run with it?
Not yet. A couple of weeks ago, I said on Tony's show they should bring him up just to try to stabilize this because it was bad.
Uh-huh.
But then Dobish kind of got it back on the rails a little bit. And then Sammy played a great game in Vegas. He deserves a lot of credit. He played a great game in Vegas. But I didn't like Sammy's game last night. I don't know if you did, Jimmy, but
you don't want to let the present rush the future, so to speak, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does. It makes a lot of sense. Jimmy, I know, I really like being on Tony's show post game, especially when Max is on because we can give and take a little bit. And I'm just being totally frank with you. Like, I was so underwhelmed by that save opportunity he had against Zetterlund.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't move. Like, I don't think – I've been down there for a lot of years. I didn't think that was an overwhelming play for the goalie to have to make a save there. I just didn't.
No, he doesn't look focused right now. All right, next question. Gabriel Lamb, what's up, Gabe? With the arena stuff in Milan, could it really make the NHL not send their players? Better hope not.
If that arena is not done, they're not sending their players.
and that's gonna be a bleep show. All right, next question. Sound of Siren, how you doing, my friend? Guys, Leo Carlson, Celebrini, Bedard, looking at face value of potential star power. How important is it that the NHL perhaps develops rivalries with these young super talents? Example, Ovi and Sid.
Yeah, but they already are. Carlson and Celebrini get after it. Bedard and Celebrini, they're all in the West. So the answer is yeah. I mean, you're going to have the same kind of stuff happen in the East too. You know, Philadelphia's going to have some battles. They are. Pittsburgh's reloading with a lot of young guys. Detroit's reloading with a lot of young guys. Montreal and Ottawa, like that Sanderson, Lane Hudson thing, that's not going away anytime soon.
No,
that's not going away.
Yeah, I mean, you look
that Timmy, even though Timmy's a little younger, that Stutzla thing with Suzuki, that's not going away anytime soon.
Yep,
it's not. You know, so he's right.
It's coming.
It's coming.
Oh yeah, and watch Anaheim, Chicago. I'm glad you brought that up here because I was flying. I didn't see the game, but I read about it and I heard people commenting on it. And I think it might have been our good friend Jeff Marek who said, "Man, that Anaheim Chicago rivalry could get going again after that game on Sunday."
Well, I was fortunate enough with Eddie and Doc to do a lot of those playoff games when they had, you know, Perry and Getzlaff on one side and they had Taves and Kane on the other, not counting Keith and Seabrook and everybody else who was involved. And there was some nasty stuff going on there.
Yeah,
there was some nasty stuff.
All right, next question. Derek Rendell, Pierre, is the Bryce Pickford hype real? The kid seems to have a multi-tool package for a blue liner.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those where I don't want to rush reads on certain players because I need more time to digest on some more than others. And he would be one of those players.
All right, next question. Michael Maloney, Pierre, how the heck is John Carlson not being talked about for USA? The guy is having a monster year again. So glad you said this, Michael. No disrespect to Fox or Luke Hughes, but Carlson is a much better fit, in my opinion. Please explain.
Jimmy, how much have we talked about this away from the microphone?
Yep. A ton. Great call by you, Michael. Great call.
Mike, we agree.
Knowing Bill Guerin, and if you just watch that interview, does he not seem like the type of manager that would love a guy like John Carlson?
Well, you've watched him. You got to remember Pittsburgh, Washington, a whole lot of drama for a lot of years. And Billy was in Pittsburgh when a lot of that drama was happening. And but just so it was Mike, right? I think that sent us that. Jimmy and I have talked about it.
Yeah.
Not on the air. Not on the air. We haven't.
Like injuries, as we said, injuries are going to open doors. You hate to see injuries, but they will open doors for others.
Yeah, agreed.
Right, next question. Bill Van Vagel, are there teams looking for talent upgrades in the offseason that would sign older players playing in Europe? It seems to me a 29-year-old who played in Europe can be an untapped source of skill and savvy. Great question.
Yeah.
Scouting. That's scouting right there.
People, one of the things that I love about this new position that I've taken with elite prospects, all those players that are older that are playing in Europe that are free agents, if you go there and you're an NHL team, everything's already compartmentalized for you. And then you just look at numbers and you say, well, I want a checking forward, or I want an offensive forward who does power play work, or I want a defensive defenseman. Mikko Mikkola is a good example.
Yeah.
How come he didn't make it with St. Louis? How come he didn't make it with the Rangers? And all of a sudden he made it with Florida. There's one example. So at Elite Prospects, what we've done, or they've done, I'm just coming on board, is they've found a way to find all these. There's over 670 leagues that they chart. 670. It's amazing. We had a long call this morning, and I was like, I'm fired up.
Oh, I know you are. This is right up your alley. All right. Next question. Franco, how does a GM like Billy Guerin manage his own workload during the Olympic season? Could this be a conflict of interest? Should they not have non-NHL GM or coaches for Olympic rosters and teams?
It's a great question, and it's fair.
Very valid question.
But here's the thing. When he's out there scouting, he's watching for his own team as well. It actually helps him because you're watching with an unbiased eye on a lot of players that may be from other countries or playing for other teams. And one of the key components to scouting is having an unbiased eye. And you'd be surprised at how many scouts have biased eyes. They want guys to fail for whatever reason. Rather than hoping guys do well, they want guys to fail. So it's kind of weird part of the business, but it's a real part of the business. But no, Billy delegates really well. He's got competent people around him. They've got a great amateur staff in Minnesota. He's got a really smart guy running their minor leagues in Matty Hendricks. Matty Hendricks is a phenomenal hockey guy. And I can say it selfishly because my son's involved as a player in their organization. And Billy's not overmatched that way at all. Not at all. Not at all.
It's another one of our friends helping him there with USA. All right, that's it for our questions. Great job as always, everybody. We appreciate them. Appreciate you watching and listening. Thanks to Shane working the boards up in Montreal. Thanks to Billy Guerin joining us from Montreal as well, up there scouting the Canadians, and specifically Lane Hudson and Cole Caulfield. Pierre, what do you got on the docket for tonight? What games we focused on?
Montreal, Winnipeg's going to be a big one.
Yep.
I'm going to watch Dallas and New Jersey too. And it's to what your point is too. Obviously, Jack Hughes for Jersey. They're below 500 since Jack's been out of the lineup. Mm-hmm. And who knows what happened with all the altercations with Columbus the other night? How many other guys got dinged up in that thing? Yep. So we'll see what Jersey's roster.
Markstrom too has been struggling. This is a big game for him.
It's huge, and without you look at Duchesne being out for Dallas, you look at Bischel being out for Dallas. Now you look at Tyler Seguin being out for Dallas.
Yep.
And playing last night, they could get ambushed. That's a game I want to watch. I want to see what pushback they have.
And the other one, if I stay up late enough, or also watch in the morning, Pierre, is Utah on the tail end of a home-and-home with Anaheim after getting shellacked at home. It's a gut-check game for the Utah Gamut there.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, keep an eye on that.
Jimmy, you're so good at what you do on the writing side in particular. And I don't like to see any coaches get fired. I don't. You know that. I've told you both on and off the air. But with Pete DeBoer out there, just telling you, Pete DeBoer out there, and if you're the coach of an underachieving team or a team where ownership actually thought you should be better, Pete DeBoer is your worst nightmare.
Yep. And we're getting that time of year now. So
yep, we are.
All right. That's going to do it for our Wednesday episode here on the Eye Test. Working on some potential guests for tomorrow. Of course, we will be recording our on campus. Pierre, I will keep you posted on that. Shane, thank you. And I will see everybody here on the Sick Podcast on the Eye Test tomorrow.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Eye Test with Pierre McGuire and Jimmy Murphy on YouTube, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.